Today, I want to talk about something that has always made Mark Lowry such a unique gift to the Gaither homecoming family, his humor and the way it brings people together. In a conversation with Bill Gaither, they talked openly about criticism Mark has received over the years and the surprising, heartwarming encouragement he got from Ruth Graham, the wife of Billy Graham. This conversation wasn't just funny. It revealed deep truths about ministry, community, and why laughter can sometimes be the most spiritual thing in the room. Bill explains something profound about hosting concerts. You have a group of people who come in off the street, and our job is to make community. You can't go straight to the message. You've got to have some fun.
You know, the reason humor is important in what we do is you have a group of people who come in off the street, 200 people, 2,000 people, 20,000 people. And somehow our job as hosts is to make community, make something natural and beautiful happen. And there's nothing that does that, you know, like a joke. For instance, a salesman, when he takes somebody out to eat, he'll tell a couple, 3 new jokes he's heard. Now, he didn't take them out to tell them jokes. He took them out to sell them an idea. And when a crowd comes in of, 2,000 or 10,000, we have a message that we believe in very much, that we want to sell to them, Well, you can't go straight to the message. You got to have some fun. I was very much confirmed when I was talking to Ruth Graham when we did the video down there. She said, "I love Mark." She said, "He's a mess." I said, "Are you serious?" She said, "Yeah." In fact, she had you up to her home, didn't she?
Yeah. She invited me up. We had Coke floats together.
In fact, she said, "I fast forward the videos to the humor part."
She won't have to do that on this one.
Oh, this is...
Bill compares ministry to a salesman taking a client to dinner. The salesman doesn't tell jokes because he's a comedian. He tells jokes to relax the atmosphere so the real message can reach the heart. That's exactly what Mark does. He walks on stage, cracks a joke, and instantly, strangers in a room aren't strangers anymore. Walls drop, hearts soften, and suddenly, the audience is ready to receive the message of hope. That's not taking the gospel lightly. That's preparing the soil. Mark and Bill admit they've heard people say, "That's too much. You're making light of the gospel." And honestly, they're right. Sometimes Mark has pole vaulted past the line, as he jokes. But here's the beautiful part. Even Ruth Graham wasn't bothered by it. Instead of criticism, she gave affirmation, the kind that stays with you for life. Bill recalls talking with Ruth Graham, and she said something astonishing. "I love Mark. He's a master." Think about that. The wife of Billy Graham, a woman who spent decades in ministry, counseling, hosting, and reaching millions, looked at Mark's humor and didn't see disrespect. She saw genius. She didn't just enjoy his ministry. She invited him to her home. They sat together and had Coke floats, laughing and sharing stories. And then she said something hilarious and so sweet. I fast forward the videos to the humor part. With all the preaching, singing, teaching, Ruth Graham went straight to Mark's jokes. Why? Because humor ministered to her heart. It was her favorite part. This shows that laughter isn't the opposite of the gospel. It's often the doorway into it.
But I said, well, you know what? We get some criticism from time to time, people saying, that's too much. That's too light, the gospel.
And we do probably pole vault past the line a few times. We have. Didn't mean to.
She was very kind. She said, don't pay attention to him.
There's some people who just, don't. Life is like a concert's like a buffet. You don't have to eat everything. Yeah. Not everybody likes everybody you put up on stage, but you get something out of some,
If you stay long enough, if you stay for 4 hours...
You're going to hear something you like, hopefully. Yeah. But I agree with you. Humor is very important, especially when you can wrap it around a great message. It's even more powerful. It's easier to swallow when you're laughing. If you can... my favorite jokes that we've done through the years are those that have almost a little double entendre or meaning, or they matter. Mm-hmm. They're not just funny for funny's sake. And most of what we've done is just funny for funny's sake. But sometimes when you can add that little message in there or make people think, that's the ultimate to me. I love that.
When Bill brought up the criticisms, Mark simply brushed them aside. Life is like a buffet. You don't have to eat everything. Not everyone will like every singer. Not everyone will understand every joke. But the beauty of Gaither Homecoming is that there's something for everyone. If people stay long enough, for hours, Bill mentions, they will eventually receive something that speaks directly to them. This is such a healthy, gracious way to look at ministry. It leaves room for personalities, gifts, and differences. And it shows why the Gaither team has always felt like a family. Mark says something powerful. It's easier to swallow when you're laughing. A heavy truth, wrapped in humor, goes down easier. A joke might make us laugh, but the meaning behind it makes us think. Mark talks about his favorite jokes being the ones with double meaning, the ones that carry truth beneath the laughter. Humor becomes a vessel, a carrier wave that delivers something deeper. And that's the beauty of Mark's ministry. He's not just funny, he's purposefully funny. This conversation shows why humor, when done with heart and intention, is not a distraction from the gospel. It's an enhancement. Mark Lowry uses laughter the way a painter uses color, to draw people in, soften their hearts, and make the message unforgettable. If Ruth Graham, a spiritual giant, a woman of deep wisdom and discernment, looked at Mark and called him a master, then maybe we all need to look again. Maybe the laughter Mark brings is not the opposite of reverence. Maybe it is reverence. A joyful heart is good medicine. Scripture says so. And Mark Lowry has been handing out that medicine for decades.